Queen Elizabeth I didn't just rule England. She slowly poisoned herself on purpose every single day, not with assassins or enemies, but with her makeup, and by the end it may very well have killed her. We all know the story of Snow White, with her wish for skin as white as snow and lips as red as blood. Well, Elizabeth I lived it. Those iconic blood-red lips staring out from her royal portraits. They weren't just a symbol of romance. They were cinnabar-crushed mercury, highly toxic, absorbed through the skin, used daily. And what about that famous ghost white face? That was pure lead, so every time Elizabeth put on her face, she was coating her body in two powerful poisons at once. The lead was eating away at her skin, and the mercury was eating away at her brain. At first, the makeup was meant to hide small imperfections, but soon it started creating them. The lead corroded her face, turning her skin gray and rough. So what did she do? She applied more, thicker layers, heavier masks. By the end of her life, witnesses claimed the makeup was applied nearly an inch thick. Now think about this. Mercury poisoning is known to cause memory loss, paranoia, intense mood swings, and depression. Sound familiar? It should, because Elizabeth showed all of these symptoms in her later years. And here's where it gets truly disturbing. In the Elizabethan era, nobles didn't wash off their makeup every night, not even close. Once her servants painted her face with lead and mercury. Elizabeth would wear that mask for days, sometimes even for weeks at a time. The poison wasn't just sitting on her skin, it was soaking in, and when it was finally time to remove it, historians believe she used a chemical sludge made from eggshells, alum, and you guessed it, more mercury. People said it made the skin feel soft. That's because it was literally stripping away layers of her flesh. But Elizabeth didn't start this nightmare as a young girl. She started it after surviving something much worse. In 1562, she caught smallpox. The court was convinced she would die. She didn't, but the disease left deep, permanent scars all over her face. She was in her 20s, a time when a woman's beauty often determined her value. And Elizabeth wasn't just any woman. She was a female ruler in a world that hated the very idea. Her scars didn't make her a survivor in their eyes. They made her vulnerable, so she buried them. Lead makeup was common back then precisely because smallpox scars were common. Elizabeth learned a harsh lesson: never let men describe your flaws. She never married. She never let anyone see behind the mask. She knew the truth of her position. Power meant being constantly watched, judged, and reduced to your appearance. She even said it herself in 1586. Rulers live on a stage where every tiny blemish is spotted instantly, so she took control of the image. She banned unflattering portraits. Painters were ordered to erase reality to make her look pale, smooth, and youthful, untouched by time. By her later years, the gap between the official image and the harsh reality was grotesque. The solution? Reuse the same fake face. The famous Darnley portrait became the official template for Elizabeth. Artists copied it for decades, pasting a young woman's face onto an aging body. Then there were the wigs. Hair dye was just as toxic as makeup, so Elizabeth avoided it. For years, there were rumors about her hair loss. The truth was finally exposed in 1599 by the Earl of Essex. He burst in on her and saw the reality. The Queen was nearly bald. Just thin hair on a bare scalp, all covered up like everything else. Toward the end, Elizabeth deteriorated fast. She refused doctors, refused examinations, refused to even rest. She had this belief that if she lay down, she would die. So she stood, for hours on end, sometimes 15 hours straight. Her servants would pile pillows around her just in case she collapsed. On March 24, 1603, she finally did. The official causes of death vary. Some say pneumonia, others say cancer, but decades of lead and mercury poisoning absolutely destroyed her health. There is even a disturbing claim from one of her ladies-in-waiting that Elizabeth E's corpse burst inside the coffin, releasing toxic fumes. While historians debate this, exploding coffins are a real phenomenon. A fittingly grim end for a woman whose body had become a chemical weapon. And there's one last twist. A week before she died, Doctors tried to remove her coronation ring, a ring she had worn non-stop for 45 years. It had cut deep into her poisoned flesh, causing a severe infection. That ring may have been the final blow, finishing what the cosmetics had started. Lead makeup wasn't new. The ancient Greeks and Romans used it. In Elizabeth's time, it was called Venetian Ceruse, or the spirits of Saturn. It was poison disguised as beauty. It wasn't officially classified as deadly until decades after Elizabeth died. People knew it ruined skin and caused hair loss. They just didn't realize it was killing them from the inside out. Or maybe they did, and they just accepted the cost, because beauty has always demanded a sacrifice. So here's the real question. Was the image worth the body? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and follow for more dark history.